it's day 3 in this absolutely wonderful place. We are still alive thanks to the heat patches. This morning we had to pack our stuff, have breakfast and get ready for the day. Lesson of the day: no matter how tough things get, keep going. Thankfully, the sun gave us hope. Our journey for the day was to reach Litham from Dayara Thatch, a trek of about 5 km, which would take around 5 to 6 hours from our previous campsite.
So there's nothing but where you can see the cows are grazing, so that's where we started. It's been like 15 minutes we started.
We are totally surrounded by mountains. We had to wait so much time for sunlight to pierce through this place. It's actually extremely cold. As soon as we started, we knew we were in for some fascinating views. We entered dense pine forests and crossed small streams along the way. A tip: make sure not to get your shoes wet. Wearing waterproof socks will help you stay comfortable. We stopped at 2 beautiful streams to refill our water bottles. Sitting on the bridge, simply gazing at the mountains was a vibe in itself. There were a few steep sections, but we managed to enjoy the journey. Of course, we took breaks now and then to soak it all in. Our next campsite sits at 11,800 feet, and most of our path was surrounded by alpine meadows and rocky terrain. All we could see were towering reddish mountains and stretches of yellow grass. There are a few things to keep in mind while trekking in this region. The weather can change anytime. The sun might be shining one moment and gone the next. Be cautious while stepping on damp rocks. If you must, tread carefully. This was the largest stream we had encountered so far, flowing directly from the Chandranahan waterfall. From here, we could actually see the waterfall, a sight to remember. Tomorrow, we would be climbing above this very waterfall to reach the lake. The entire area was dotted with small streams, and we had to cross quite a few of them. I can only imagine how this place looks during the monsoon. We finally reached our campsite at Litham just in time for lunch. Our tent was pitched with streams on both sides. It couldn't have been more picture perfect. After lunch, we played for a while, watched the sunset and called it a day. It was finally the day of our trek to Chandranahan Lake. We had a light breakfast and started our trek around 9:30 a.m. Our journey began at 11,800 feet with our destination at 13,900 feet. The trail was completely steep, making the trek quite challenging. Since we were taking the shorter route, we had to cross the waterfall to reach the summit. This is the stream that leads to the waterfalls. Our guide placed some stones to create a path for us to cross. After about an hour of trekking with a few breaks in between, we finally reached the top. The view from the top was absolutely breathtaking, and despite the tough climb, every step was worth it. There are 5 lakes here, but 2 of them were completely dry. The remaining lakes were partially frozen, and since it was winter, there wasn't much water. This is the first lake, and its crystal clear water had a stunning bluish green hue. Interestingly, the color seems to change at different times of the day. The second lake, however, was almost dry. It was surrounded by silverish mud that shimmered beautifully in the sunlight. The third lake, located near the second one, was the most beautiful of them all. This glacial lake is considered sacred by the people of this region. Not just the lakes, but all the streams as well. While you can drink the water, it's important to show respect. We took our time to breathe in the crisp mountain air and admire the lake gleaming in the sunlight. It was time to descend, as we had a long 16.5 km hike ahead to reach our final campsite. We took a different route this time, and honestly, it was just as scary as the climb. There were moments when we slipped, but thankfully we made it down safely. Along the way, we also got a different view of the waterfall. We had to cross a stream where the water was extremely powerful and the rocks were dangerously slippery. This was hands down the most challenging part of our fourth day.
How is it?
I'm done. I'm actually really grateful that I'm sorry that
Sorry, got cold.
Okay, I'm actually feeling dizzy. I think my BP has gone down. I'm extremely glad that I came down safe. And For the record, we have completed this trek in 1 hour 30 minutes. We ascended for an hour, but then when we came down,
it around took around 30 minutes.
around 30 minutes because we wanted to
Come down quickly.
so
we had to
that
cross
we took
rivers.
some risks. Yeah, but it was worth it. Glad that, like, thank God. By the time we got back, lunch was ready. We had our food and then set off for our final campsite. After trekking for 5 hours, my legs felt numb and my body was completely exhausted. But the moment we reached, the breathtaking beauty of the campsite made it all worth it. And just like that, it was the final day of our trek. We woke up and gathered around the fireplace, taking the warmth one last time. After breakfast, we packed our bags and made sure to leave the campsite as clean as we found it. We had a 2-hour trek ahead to reach our base camp, but this time we took a different path, one that treated us to some of the most beautiful views of the entire journey. This trek gave us unforgettable memories and experiences we never expected. While winter isn't the ideal season for the Chandranahan Trek, it's the perfect time to experience autumn vibes and enjoy a quieter, more peaceful adventure. We finally reached our base camp and took some time to refresh and get ready to leave. From there, we had to take a truck back to a village where we'd catch a shared taxi. Thankfully, this time we got a seat, which made the ride so much better. Our next destination is Narkanda. Stay tuned for the next video to see all about it.